Salutations, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a PS4, PS5, and I believe also on the Switch, but I wouldn't get it on the Switch, game called F.I.S.T. I cannot remember exactly what F.I.S.T stands for, but essentially you're a rabbit and several other animals living in this dystopian future. They call them Fertisons, I believe. But it's essentially a side-scrolling platformer. Very much, I hate using the term, but it's a Metroidvania type game. It's a platformer, like I said. You have a backpack on your back that's a fist. That's your main weapon. Like I said, you're a rabbit, so your physical attack isn't much. So you have this mechanical fist that's on your back. You have a skill tree also in the game where you can upgrade what you can do with that fist, different powers, different strengths, all that. But being a rabbit in the game, you can climb walls pretty easy, and it has the whole double jumping element in it, like several platformers do. But anyway, the graphics on the game are very, very nice, and I'm not trying to knock the Switch by saying don't get it on the Switch. It's on the PS4 and it's on the PS5. The graphics on it really lends itself to those two systems. I don't think the 4 to the 5, as far as the PlayStation is concerned, is that different. But you will see a big degradation in the graphics if you do it on the Switch. I own a Switch. I dig the Switch. But some stuff, as we all know, just doesn't really shine on the Switch as much as it does on the PS4 or 5. The game is very, like if you played the original Oddworld, how Abe's World looked in that. A lot of browns and greens and very dystopian type future. To me, the best comparison would be like Midgar in Final Fantasy VII. How that really looked with just the overall fog and look to it. It's a really good looking game. The basic premise of it is there's a part you need to overthrow the mechanical, essentially, government that's taken over. Because the citizens of this world they're in are all animals. So, of course, the bad guys are mechanical. So, as you upgrade your fist and stuff, you can beat them apart a bit easier. You can also get different weapons and create a whirlwind effect and all that. As you go through the game, there's levels that you can't reach, so you'll need these additional upgrades in order to open a door or climb a little bit higher or an additional double jump so you can reach an unreachable area. And your map is accessed through the start select, whatever button that is accessed through that. And that's where I get kind of the Metrovania thing, because as you open up the map and you look, you can see areas that you can get to, but you can't get to yet until you get something else to help you get there. Just like in Metroid, how you'd have to find a certain gun or a certain jumping style or a freezing something to get to wherever the area you couldn't see, that you could see ahead of you, but you couldn't reach it yet. This game's essentially the same way. It's not, terribly deep. It's not crazy expensive. It's cheap. It's $30. You catch it on sale, you can get it $12, $13. But it's well worth it. I think the game looks great. You can tell, and I think it's got it's pre-rendered backgrounds, most of it, stuff like that. But it holds up. It looks great. It's not something to write home about and freak out about. But when it first came out, it got a little bit of negative press. Everybody was excited about it, and I don't think it really amazed people like everybody hoped it would. It came out at like E3 and, I don't know, 2019, 2020, somewhere in there. They debuted it. But no, it's a cool game. It's definitely worth your time, definitely worth the purchase. You can get it on Amazon in several different formats, from standard, steelbook, all that. I got the steelbook version, and I wasn't even aware I had ordered the steelbook version, but apparently I did. But I'll show you a little bit of gameplay footage here, and we're not going to drag this vid out long because there ain't a lot to say about it. It's just a cool, fun game. Alright guys, here we've got F.I.S.T. I left this in here so you can see what I was talking about with the Switch. I don't know that it could really pull off a lot of this, and the frame rate, which this looks like it might be running at, I don't know if it's 30 or 60, but it's not the most astonishing graphics ever or anything, but I just think you're better off buying this game on the PS4 or 5. I think you'll just get overall better experience with it. As you can see, it's kind of your basic, side scroller. It is slower paced. The enemies are not want to kind of take them out, they're done kind of deals. They do take a little bit more punishment, and as the game goes, they require a little more. As you can see, you got that fist on your back. That's your mechanical deal. That's your main weapon throughout the game. Like I said at the beginning, being a rabbit really helps you with, grabbing onto stuff and climbing walls and such like that. But anywhere you pretty much see like one of them little red curtains like you just saw, you can climb up it. This here, the little pod you see in the background, that's like a little save and ability pod. You go in there, you can upgrade weapons, stuff like that. Your like abilities from a double jump to, whatever. There's all kinds of different ones in there, and you can upgrade each thing you have up levels to do different things. It's your basic standard fare. Like here too, it's just your little ability chart to what you've opened, what you've unlocked, all that. Pretty standard stuff in games nowadays. Kind of like the Pit Boy in, Fallout. Here, I wanted to kind of show you guys how the game does. It doesn't throw a lot of enemies on you at once. There'll be 3 or 4 enemies per screen, but they're multi-layered. They'll be on different tiers of the level, and as you see the bullets, they don't stop. They just keep going. So sometimes you can turn around and run, and it'll just keep going all the way across the screen, and it's easy to get overwhelmed. I left this in here and slowed it down so you can see the background, what I was talking about with Midgar. It's just really got that look. Here's your basic skill tree. Nothing to go on about there with. It's just a skill tree, which honestly I'm getting kind of sick of in games. This is your map, very Metroid-like. That's what I was saying. All the little areas you can unlock.
Climb Torch Tower.
This game I just put in here because it just flat looks cool. Looks like something from Revenge of the Sith or some jive. They just done a really good job with the backgrounds in this game. It's one of the major draws to it to me. It's a fun game, but it looks good. Yeah, that's me being an idiot, just jumping in there to see if it blew you up or sucks you down, whatever it may have done. This is one of the earlier bosses. As he's pretty easy. As they go, they get more difficult. But it's your basic, pattern boss. You just learn his pattern. He's only got like 3 different ways he does something, and you come in behind him and take a hit. It's no big deal. But for me, the same here. The backgrounds just look great. I just really dig the thought they put into all of them. But at the price point, guys, you just really can't go wrong. Just give it a try. If you don't like it, you're not out anything. It's just a good game just to pick up and play one day. You don't have to put a major investment into it. Well, anyway, guys, that's just a look at the game. Please like and subscribe if you're digging the stuff. And, yeah, that's about it. Check it out. F.I.S.T. the PS5.